Hi guys, so my name is Renee and I'm here to introduce Anticipate. We bring history to life. Bring history to life, what does that mean? Well, history never happened within museums. It happened all over the country, from the remains of Ole Rømer's observatory in Tostrup to the field near Kalundborg where the sun wagon was found in 1902. With our first product, Tidslommen, or Time Pocket, we bring people out to experience history, where it happened, and for the children to participate in it through gamified content. Our clients for Time Pockets are museums, specifically ones that cover cultural heritage sites in the great outdoors. Places that might not look as much with no museum buildings around and no custodians, but still places that museums would like to tell their visitors about. In that sense, we are a major upgrade of the small plaque next to the historical site. Our main tools are storytelling and games. Through location-based augmented reality and a variety of technological features like voice recognition and an AI scraper connected to the museum's knowledge databases, we turn a collection of rocks into the dramatic center of a Viking sacrifice to the gods. I'll just let this video finish to let you see how the app looks. All right. So how does it work? Well, basically, we provide a CMS where the client, in this case a museum, can add points of interest on a map. They can add content to these points in form of text, video, or audio. The benefit for the end user is that when she's sitting at home, she can read or see videos about these various points. And if she decides to go there, the magic happens and new points pop up that are only visible when you're in the vicinity of the place. These new points can then be guided tours or customized content in form of location-based AR games and experiences that combine physical exploration of the area with an engaging narrative based on the history of the place. The benefits for the museums are plural. At its core, Time Pocket from Anticipate is a turnkey solution for museums that helps them solve a number of challenges, from promotion of places and events to knowledge dispersion and engaging a broader audience, and at the same time get insights into key data like number of visitors or traction from marketing efforts. This core solution can then be expanded upon with customized content built around specific places or themes to engage with the audience, whether that be recreational use by children and families or educators using the solution for school trips. We are in a unique position to become a national solution for museums to engage with the audience outside of the museum walls. In collaboration with Museum Vestjylland, we are looking to onboard museums from all over Denmark to join in on the platform and make unique experiences available all over the country. We have a product that works, so at this point, museums just need to decide if they want in. Our business model is keep it simple. Museums pay a basic subscription fee for our turnkey solution and can then opt in on customized content over time. We expect to onboard 5 fusion museums over the next couple of years and develop one to two custom solutions per museum. The solution is also easily applicable to museums that prefer a standalone app for themselves or for different verticals that would benefit from similar solutions to engage an audience. In order to expand on the value proposition of our solution, we received 100,000 euros from InnoBooster to further develop the technical features of it. That also means that we consider museums to be our first vertical. However, as you can see, it's a pretty big first vertical. We start in Denmark, and during 2022, we'll expand to other Scandinavian countries. We are already in talks with museums in other European countries as well, who are interested in seeing how our solution might be able to benefit them as well. We do have a clear roadmap for the next few years, and we would like to already now open up for strategic partnerships to help bring our solution out into the world and to new verticals like tourism with a focus on outdoor experiences, or commercial businesses, or areas that we haven't even thought of yet. Quick team sheet: a healthy mix of educational, technical, and business skills with a lot of experience working with knowledge institutions and knowledge dispersion through interactive entertainment. We expect to expand the team with 2 to 3 new key members in 2021, both on the technical and on the business side. And that was it. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you so much to Ticipate, and I'm sure the jury is ready with some questions for you.
Sure, I can start. I was wondering if you could say something about how does this market look like right now? Is there any competitors, and if so, how do you differentiate yourself from them?
Yes, there are a lot of people who has different solutions, and funny you should ask that, because here, I hope, hang on one second. I think, can you see this?
Yes.
Cool. This is basically sort of the different AR solutions for museums that are out there now. And some of the differences from us is both that we focus on the outdoor things. We work with markerless AR, which may be a bit more technical. And also we're going to add voice control and this AI scraper that I mentioned that makes it possible for visitors to have an actual conversation with a guide and ask questions about the place they are or what they need to know. So instead of the museum having to sort of foresee what they would like to tell people, we can open up their databases and make them accessible via conversation with the audience. So there are different things that sets us apart, and there are also different solutions, obviously, that sort of intertwines or laps over with some of the stuff that we do. Does that answer the question?
Yes, thank you.
Could I follow up with the next question? My question just involves around the sort of user interaction factor, or where the users get to create. So all the developments, does that rest with you as a company, or can some elements actually sit out with the museums as well? So have the museums any control, or are they able to do any local development at all?
So the map I showed you with all the different points, we created the content for 3 of those points, and the rest of the points are actually video guides or audio guides or podcasts or whatnot that the museums themselves created and uploaded to the app. As for the games, they're obviously more technical and needs software development and so on, but there's no sort of strict regulations that say that we have to be the ones developing it. So in that sense, it can work as just an open platform that we provide as a white label solution to museums or other developers or basically whoever. So yeah, there's no restrictions on who can upload content in that sense.
So what are your aspirations? So in a 3-year perspective, perhaps.
Yeah. So right now the time pocket is focused on museums, and we got this opportunity to create a national coverage basically with that solution. But obviously the tools and so on can be used in any context. So what we would like to do is to strengthen the time pocket in Denmark, involve museums across Europe, because we do have strong connections in Italy, for instance, that has a lot of these historical sites and outdoor experiences. COVID obviously made it more interesting for museums as well to have a digital, non-personal solution to be able to communicate with the visitors. And in all honesty, the different verticals that we see, we haven't really started diving into it since, one step at a time. But we do have a lot of ideas on sort of this on a sketching kind of phase for different tourism activities and so on, where this solution we believe would make sense. So the aspirations are to grow fast and big and make like the go-to solutions for museums that has this kind of interactions with their audience.
Yeah.
So if I
sorry.
Go ahead, Morten. I'll be next in line.
I was just wondering whether the platform is open to user-generated content, or is it only museum-generated content?
As it is now, it's only open for museum-generated or client generated content. Their users as well, so it's a bit, but there's no limit to it. In that sense, you could easily see that audio guides or video guides would be uploaded. I know other solutions do that, where if you live in Copenhagen, you can create video content for tourists, for instance. And there's no reason not to be able to do this on our platform. We just haven't developed it yet, and also we would need to figure out the business model behind a solution like that. But the technical aspect of it, there should be no problems.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask about like your plans for growth, especially because it seems like this. I mean, when you talk about it, it seems like there's a pretty huge potential. You know, there's a lot of museums in Denmark. There's a lot of museums, even more internationally. And then you say that we're looking at maybe 5 museums in the next couple of years or something like that. That seems I don't know, maybe a bit slow. So why have you chosen that solution?
So there's a trick to that one. So the thing is, we said 5 fusion museums. Museum Westland, for instance, is a fusion museum, and it covers 40 different museums on Western Zealand. So every fusion museum in Denmark, and there's around 40 of those, cover 10 to 50 museums, basically. So onboarding 5 fusion museums is pretty much the same as onboarding around 100 to 150 museums. So in that sense, I believe the numbers are more, what's it called, ambitious. So don't get fooled by the small number of fusion museums.
I just need to understand. Okay, that actually represents a cluster of museums. So
exactly,
makes more sense now. Thank you.
So I have a question. It's not entirely clear to me at this moment if there is it a branded platform you're offering, or are you offering standalone projects for each museum here? Would I, as an end user, would I be able to recognize this project if I tried a game at a museum in Randers and tried another service at a museum in, let's say, Vordingborg, for instance? Is there is it the same platform?
It could be the same platform in the sense that Time Pocket is thought of as one platform for museums that cover these outdoor cultural heritage sites. The solution in itself can easily be applied to either a museum joining in on the shared platform, if that makes sense. But some museums might, for different reasons, be more interested in having like a small local solution, or all kinds of reasons for having their own app, and that's possible as well. So from our side of the table, the branding, as you say, is targeted towards the museums, while what the end user experience could be either the shared platform or the individual museums platform, or however the museums wants to participate. And the same goes for other verticals, of course. If it be, all coffee shops in Copenhagen, or just this one particular brand of coffee. That's not really a limit from our side.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. But just to quickly follow up, and that would sort of entail different business models to those different verticals, as you call them here, I would suppose.
Yeah, well, the different verticals would obviously need some kind of adjustment, but I think the basic gist of it, having a subscription-based core platform that the user can then, the client server can then add content to and use on the map, is going to be pretty much the same.
Okay.
The only thing that changes is basically onboarding stuff, and also obviously how things are financed, because museums finance things differently than the private industry does, and so on. So that part is obviously different, but from a business model, sort of the basics of it, I think subscription-based is the way to go for pretty much any solution.
So, if there's time, I have another question.
We can squeeze in the last question. Yes.
Okay, I'll be real quick about it.
Yeah.
This seems like a very nice presentation, all seems dandy, but if you could say, like, what would be your major challenge right now for the continued success of this, for reaching those 5 cluster museums representing like 50 or 100 other museums? What are the main challenges you're facing right now that you need to solve?
So we're pretty optimistic about Denmark, actually. But so our main challenge is actually onboarding the first European museum, showing that this solution also works outside of Denmark. Technically, there's no limits or any hindrance in it, but obviously an Italian museum, for instance, just as an example, would need to see it work in Italy before they're truly convinced. And so that, I think, is our main challenge right now, is to onboard foreign museums. And for
So
verticals,
you're confident about the basic product and the tech. It's more a question of of onboarding new customers. That's what you see as your main challenge now.
yeah, yes.
Thank you. Thanks a lot to the jury and to Anticipate.